Awesome. So you all shared the impactful outcomes of some decisions that you've made. Take us back. What is something that you've had to unlearn about money? Something you had to unlearn. And where did it come from?
I'll go first because I was raised in a Pentecostal church. And I'm a faithful tither. I got to tithe. My mother will kill me if I don't. But one of the things that there was the stigma around money, that it was, and again, if you, the whole verse in the Bible, people don't quote, right? It's the love of money. Money ain't evil.
That's right.
It's the love of money.
Go ahead and
so
preach.
that was the first thing. The second thing was that God doesn't want his people on earth abundant and extremely abundant. That was a mindset that was hard to break because, again, not only did we live, we didn't even live paycheck to paycheck. It was something, but it wasn't paycheck to paycheck. But there was I struggled mightily when I started to make money and do well to overcome that joy, right? That lack of joy, and using money to buy experiences and have fun. So I think that was a really hard thing. And we all know Pentecostal Christians, very conservative. My mother was very much in the church, and money was, you were supposed to tithe some and you were supposed to pay your bills, and tithe some and pay your bills. And it was never about using it to just be joyful, to give, to take care of yourself, to do all these other things. So that was a really hard thing for me to break. And I think that's one of the cultural dynamics of the black community that we don't talk about enough, especially those of us that grew up in the church, and that was a big part of how we look at money. But money is the second most mentioned thing in the Bible, right? So there's a reason to that. There's seasons to it, right? Like if you just take the religiosity out of the Bible and read it, it is the best self-help manual, especially around money, there is. So I think that was, and I still fight it, to be honest.
That's real. Thank you for sharing that.
While being a high schooler, you don't have that many necessities. So after each paycheck, I spend as much as I want. And I'm breaking the habit, but my mom used to say I burn a hole in my pocket if I keep the money in my pocket. So I try to keep it out of my pocket and spend as much as I can.
I'm so glad that saying is still alive. Money burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah,
it does.
I don't do that at the moment, but
it does.
About 2 weeks ago, that was me. Thank you.
One of the biggest problems I had was like saving money and not spending none, and then like talking to Mr. Cooper about it, like budgeting. If you don't spend none of your money, it's gonna make it a whole lot harder to budget. I still budget, but like now that I spend some money, it's like it's a little bit more fun budgeting. Cause like when I first got to college, I'm going home to eat my mama food, saving money on food. Don't want to go out nowhere, but like that's not no fun. So like so now like I set aside some money just in case I want to go out, just to go out to eat, treat myself. And so like now it's a little bit more easier to budget my money because I done set aside some stuff. I like to call it fun money. I done set aside some fun money to treat myself. And so like that's something I taught myself about money.
That's excellent. So mine was credit. I thought that if you didn't have any loans, you had good credit. So I went to Sanford on a football scholarship. I got a full ride. Didn't have any credit cards or anything like that. And it wasn't until, thank God it's my wife now, but we were dating at the time. And I had a vehicle, ended up getting totaled, and I needed a car to travel for work. And I was talking cash money. I was like, girl, we finna get any car we want. I know my credit good. You know, I don't owe any money. That was my thinking. I don't owe anyone any money, so I'm a good candidate. And it wasn't until I sat down right across the table from the banker. His name was Michael. And he said, sir, you've been declined. I said, oh, you must have wrote the wrong social number down, brother.